Lights, Camera, Jersey. A Cinematic Journey Through Cumberland County, 1881 to 1959. Grab your popcorn. We're taking a trip back to the golden age of cinema in Vineland and Cumberland County, New Jersey. From the elegance of the opera house to the neon glow of the drive-in, here is how the magic of the movies unfolded in suburban Philly's backyard. The early acts, 1881 to 1911. Before movies were even a thing, the stage was set by grand opera houses. 1881. Our story begins with the first mention of the Moore Opera House in Bridgeton, the grandfather of local entertainment. 1901, the new century brought a new identity. On October 10th, the Moore Opera House officially transformed into the Criterion Theater. 1906, cinema starts to take hold. The Biograph Theater opened its doors in Bridgeton. 1908, Millville joined the party with the opening of the Levoy Theater. 1910, on February 2nd, Bridgeton welcomed the Bijou Theater. 1911. Just a year later, the Majestic Theater made its grand debut on March 3rd. Boom, Bust, and the Port Norris Pulse, 1913 to 1926. As the industry grew, competition got fierce. 1913, a busy year. Port Norris saw a double feature of openings with the Biograph and New Joy theaters. Meanwhile, in Bridgeton, the original Biograph took its final bow and closed. 1921, the Roaring Twenties arrived in style. The People's Theater opened in Millville, while Vineland celebrated the birth of the Grand Theater. 1924, the Bijou in Bridgeton flickered out for the last time. 1926, by the end of the year, the Biograph in Port Norris officially closed its doors. The Warner Brothers era, 1928 to 1937. Hollywood royalty officially moved into Cumberland County. 1928, on August 3rd, Warner Brothers made their mark by opening the massive Stanley Theater in Bridgeton. 1930, Port Norris kept things nautical with the opening of the Showboat Theater. 1931 to 1932, tough times for Port Norris. The New Joy closed in 31, followed quickly by the Showboat in 32. 1935, on August 30th, Warner Brothers expanded their empire, opening the Globe Theater in Vineland. 1937. A legendary weekend for Vineland. On March 11th, the remodeled Grand Theater reopened. Just one day later, March 12th, the iconic Landis Theater opened its doors. The Drive-In Dawn and the Final Credits, 1948 to 1958. Post-war Jersey was all about cars and outdoor screens, even as the old downtown palaces began to fade. 1948, Port Norris got a new spot for stars with the Colonial Theater. 1949, a massive year for transitions. The legendary Delsea Drive-In opened on April 29th. Sadly, on June 13th, a fire forced the Criterion Theater to close forever. 1950, drive-in fever continued as Melvin Fox opened the Bridgeton Drive-In on July 7th. On August 24th, the Laurel Theater rose from the ashes of the old Criterion site. 1951, the end of an era for two giants. The Stanley in Bridgeton, May 12th, and the People's in Millville both shut down. 1955, the Majestic in Bridgeton finally went dark. 1957, Vineland's Grand Theater closed its doors for good. 1958, the Colonial in Port Norris reached its final, the end, screen. Thanks for watching. If you love local history and the magic of the silver screen, don't forget to like and subscribe to see more deep dives into the past.